Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today I need to rush a little bit because until just few minutes ago I was in a meeting, so it is now 21:24, so 9:24 p.m. I don't know when I recorded an analysis at this time. Usually I like to do it just before, but sometimes it comes different as expected. However, we can talk about a lot of things and nothing, because nothing has changed. We know, well, that's selling shit. I have said that's a bullshit discussion, and it was just clear they are going to use. Now, Nvidia is the big hero of the markets. And we know that Tether, I have tweeted since a while, I have tweeted today, and it's absolutely not clear how it's possible. Trading volume low, but at the same time, Tether's market cap, well, very close to a new all-time high. Someone said, and it would make sense, but it's, in my opinion, not bullish at all when it comes to Tether, that, if that's the case, is using 39 billions in T-bills, treasury bills, something that it should be extremely unusual for a stablecoin provider, only if he knows that those who just swapped USD and USDT will maintain their USDT. Because you can imagine, if you are going to shift your liquidity to treasury bills, it's not like, today I just want to buy a Ferrari, so I just call and dissolve my T-bill so I have liquidity again. That's not part of the deal. So the big question is, if Tether is using 39 billions, people are just saying, yeah, but the attestation, forget the attestation. If you don't know where's the data coming from, who cares about any attestation? If I send to my tax agency an attestation, they will sell, are you crazy? I need the bills, I need the invoices, I just want to see the proof. That's something that, of course, Tether is avoiding to do. They will have their reason why they are doing it. Anyway, if they are doing it, it means the money is locked. All this liquidity is locked. What will happen if the market is going to crash, for example, tomorrow, because we will start World War III, the markets call up? What will Tether do? Just say, sorry, we don't have your money? Yeah, we have it, but it's locked. You need to wait 6 weeks because the 3-month treasury bill were so extremely attractive for us that we locked your liquidity. Because it is their liquidity. It's not Tether's liquidity. You are just swapping. So the big question is that Tether's money? If not, are they really locking all this money there? I have my doubts, to be honest. But I don't know if I doubt that Tether is doing it or that Tether doesn't care. So both would be possible. Anyway, as mentioned, at the same time, BlackRock saying, forget US dollar, just in few months, it will not be worth anything. At the same time saying, well, but the Turkish lira will collapse. End of the year, we will see such a low level on Turkish lira compared to the US dollar. So what the hell? What's your decision? What do you want? I guess they you know, I mean, maybe they are smoking a lot of weed, whatever. Anyway, a lot of things to talk about and nothing at the same time, because nothing new is happening. Absolutely nothing new. Now some people, economists, are saying, hey, Fed, what is happening? You mentioned last year you want to fight inflation. Now, what's happening? What are your, announcements? Are you raising more interest rates or not? Are you going to pivot or not? What is going to happen next? And many economists are not ignoring the fact that inflation is still a big threat. Of course, many bankers will say, who cares? Obviously, if you can make more money gambling than more money just giving people credits, who cares, right? Yeah. What was the song? Viva la vida loca or something like Viva la vida loca. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, it seems that's the way. So, as mentioned, a lot of things we can talk today and nothing. Because nothing has changed. The rules are the same. We still have a lot of questions about Tether. Nobody is going to respond to these questions. And Tether don't want to answer this question. Otherwise, we will have a full audit and not just an attestation, and so on and so forth. So we are going forward and talk about the market. Once again, you remember I have said, we will see. I mean, we went down and back. The green trend line, that's the big magnet. We are doing, I don't know why, but it feels like once again the same what we did just before. Pushed up, decline, pushed up, decline, pushed up, decline, push up, push up, push up, and then retest, and then decline. Oh, who cares about the retest? So we are right now once again in a situation where what is going to happen next? Up or just that's it and more down? That's the thing we need to see. We need to see if we can find any stuff, data, on-chain data that let us figure out what will be the next price development. So let us go forward. So, if we take a look here, we see that the weights ratio 30 days moving average is still maintaining a very high level. At the same time, it's pushed up just in the last few days above 60, then maintained 60, and now it's at 47. At least that's what happened yesterday. But in the last 3 days, it pushed up once again, indicating that they were sending bitcoins again to centralized exchanges, preparing such kind of sell pressure. And yeah, I mean, if we take a look to the market, that's what happened at least. After that, we received a red candle, but it wasn't a big one. If we check the 1 hour time frame, we can also see that they let the price go up. Every time afterwards they pushed, sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges to increase the sell pressure. The stablecoin reserves of centralized exchanges lifted up. Not that big, but it lifted up. I'm just noticing that the market cap by Tether, also something really interesting, it's just rising by 40 millions, 50 millions, but almost every single day. Every single day. While if you check the market cap in the day time frame, or in one day, you will see a lot of volatility also in the market cap, indicating they are cashing out, then close afterwards, printing new ones, and so on and so forth. I guess a lot of this stuff is happening with algorithm or something like, because otherwise I can't explain that. The weight ratio 30 hours moving average went up from 83, while the price is also lifting up. So also indicating they let the price go up and started to distribute. So they pushed up, sent more bitcoins to centralized exchange. And that's not unusual. That Waits loves, for example, to distribute the way up and started to decline. So we were done, started to decline. So they started to sell and then let the price go up again. That's what they did. And now the next is go down, because that's what they are doing here. So also indicating that the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is one of the best tools if you are looking and checking what's the weight sentiment, at least in the short term. If we take a look, for example, here we can also see that in the last today we have seen more withdrawals than inflows to centralized exchanges related to Bitcoin. Just last hour we received a bigger net flow, 375 Bitcoins in favor of inflows, but that's it. Let us go forward. So if we take a look, for example, here, we can also see that close before the price started to decline, we received here 800 Bitcoins. To be honest, we had bigger. You remember here, for example, 2,500 Bitcoins. We had here, for example, 1,400 Bitcoins, while they were just distributing, while the price were pushing up. But without the volume, at least, it's not rising. It's not indicating something big is happening at the moment. We can see, for example, today, related to stablecoins, it's more in favor of cashing out. We can see here that they are just absorbing almost everything what's coming in. We had here some cash out. Here some stablecoins that arrives on centralized exchanges where the price was declining, but nothing big. Really, absolutely nothing big. It's like the market is reducing in volume and at least in activity as well, because that's also what the market activity chart is showing. Less deposits, less withdrawals. It seems bigger in volume. That could explain a little bit, but that's it. So few entities still managing the market, but in my opinion, it's not looking great. But what looks great is the live net flow premium. If we take a look, yeah, we received now a really, I mean, in the daily, it's now looking very red, but that's, you know, in the last 4 hours, we received 7,000 Bitcoins. It's just because they are preparing, you know, we can push up, then they will start to sell again. And that's the whole thing what they are doing. That's what I'm saying since a while, that I'm noticing it's pure short-term profit. It's just low, buy the dip, push up, sell with 3, 4, 5%. I guess many of them are just using high leverage futures instead, and just using at the same time the opportunity to distribute. We had today 29,000 in the last 90 days. Now we are above of 35,000. So really, and just in the last 4 hours, we received a lot of Bitcoins to centralized exchanges. And that's something we need to track, but also indicating maybe again 28 before we will go down very, yeah. It depends, of course, how much they can absorb, but it looks like they are going to go down first. You can see that they were just buying the dip, at least the local dip. Afterwards, they pushed up, distributing here as well. Once again, nothing big, but just recently, it seems we are coming closer to a level where they want to distribute bigger to create the next bigger, yeah, who cares? Maybe dip, hitting back to 27 or something. We need to see. Also here, they started to absorb part of the Bitcoin balance on centralized exchange. And now it's flipping again, pushing up, indicating more Bitcoins arriving. That's it also from here. So if we take a look here, for example, we see that at least the funding rate pushed up is declining at the moment. Right now looks like it want to flip. If we take a look to the open interest, doing something similar, and leverage ratio, we take a look here, down, up, down. They are, at least it looks like, they are using less leverage but more open interest. It's really interesting because some people are wondering about, when I'm talking, they are using more futures than spot. Also, one very interesting website is DeFiLlama.com. I have mentioned that several times ago. You can see, for example, the spot volume on Binance. That's the biggest centralized exchange when it comes to spot. And when you check, for example, the open interest, I mean, even here, OKEX. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? We are talking, that's a pure futures market. They just support with spot. They are making money with futures almost. If we take a look on Binance, for example, I mean, yeah, the last 24 hours, they had a net flow of 74 millions. But in the last 7 days or 1 month, it's red. It's mainly red. It's, you know, it's not looking that great. I know that the price sometimes looks good. You see how they push up, but the question is that real, or is that just a trap? Because they know, if they need some liquidity to distribute, who is going to buy if not them, right? So if we take here to the net flows, we have here stablecoins. We see that we are receiving more stablecoins to derivative exchanges, and related to, or at least today it was a zero-sum game, maybe a little bit more cash out, but at least until between yesterday and today, I would say it's more green than red. And just recently, right now, the net flow for Bitcoins related to derivatives is now flipping to green. We have received right now almost 6,000 Bitcoins in the last 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. The question, once again, for what exactly, right? So if we go forward, we see that yesterday they liquidated 556 Bitcoins in longs and 400 in shorts. We also see that the leverage ratio is pushing up. The open interest recovered very well. Now it's declining, but the funding rate is lifting up, indicating they are, at least it looks like they are just demanding more longs. If we take a look to blockchain whispers, it looks similar. We still have 59 to 41 in favor of longs, with 1.8 billions in longs on Binance and 1.2 billions in shorts. There, once again, related to Ethereum, it looks better. My favorite market woman said $53,000 will be the price of Ethereum in 2023. That's the same person who said we will see 100K in 2021. It was the same person who said we will see, I don't remember, was that 1 million per Bitcoin or something? Who cares? She is so smart that she is not making money at the moment. What we also see, for example, here is that while the longs on Bitfinex lifted up once again. We are once again above of 2.5 billion, coming closer to 2.6 billion, and they reduced the shorts, but for Bitfinex, 42 millions and shorts is still very high. Yeah, that's it. Let us go forward. So sorry if you hear my team's message sound in the background, but it's just because I I left my meeting before it came to an end, just because I knew I have to record the analysis right now, otherwise I'm getting in trouble. If we take a look now here, we can see that at least related to gamma, bulls are demanding 28,500. Something I would say we are right now at 27.8. I said 28. Okay, let us make 28,500. Only if we break those 28,500, we can go to 29.5. Otherwise, we would go down back to 27,750. That's actually what bears want to see. So I can imagine to see a price range between 27,750 and 28.50. At the same time, the GAX is looking at it's going more up and up and up, and at the moment looking more that we have more space to the downside than to the upside. At the moment we have here 160, almost 170,000. It's not high level, but we are hitting to that. If we go forward and we check these strategies, we can see, for example, short straddle, boring strategy, just indicating we are not going to make any big price progress. Custom strategy, bear diagonal spread with calls, and bull put spread, bear put spread as well. It looks a little bit better. Let us take a look. Let us make a really short one. Short straddle. The short straddle at the moment, wow, 6 pages. Oh my god. So they are expecting to see a price until end of August, a price around 29k. Those here are expecting to see until next week's Friday a price above of or at 27.5. 27.5, 27.5, 27.5, 28. Let us just check the strikes. 28, 28, 28, 28. 28, 28, 28. Okay, everything 28. Every single thing 28. I mean, 28, 28, 28. I don't know. Are they now using also algos or automated trading related to options? Because that looks like, I mean, 28, 28. So 28, 28. Maybe I wasn't that wrong, but 28 looks very solid at the moment. If we go to the custom strategy, oh, I like that. On the custom strategy, we have a multi-leg one. We can see that they purchased calls 32, calls 32, calls 32. It's exactly the same position as a multi-leg. Doesn't make any sense. So until end of September, they are expecting to see a price of 32k. At least it's a really solid one, because to trade 3 times exactly the same expiry with the same strike, never have seen just before. Bear diagonal spread. Bear diagonal spread with calls. And the bear diagonal spread with calls. Okay, just let me. Okay, that's a big one. So we have here big one. It's indicating we should see a price until, well, usually until end of the year, a price below of 29k, and they traded those twice. Also interesting. I mean, they are really saying we will not go. That's it. That's really it. Also interesting. And we are not talking about just peanuts. $650,000. It's okay. So bull put spread. Finally, something bullish. Jesus, thank you. Let us take a look here. Premium USD, something big. Do we have something big? Okay. They are expecting to see until end of August a price above of 28. Why they are still expecting to see a local bottom at 24K? Yeah, I agree with that and would match to my magic trend line. 28, 24, 28, 24, 28, 24, 28, 24. Oh, that's cool. Why not just make this one trade with bigger volume, just to make 20 times the same stupid trade? Anyway, and then just one desperate beer that could be me expecting to see a price of 2021, indicating they are expecting to see a price above 21K until end of June. And now the beer put spread, my lovely one, they are expecting until end of August to see a price below of 24K, and a retail is saying until June 2nd we will see a price, so this Friday, below of 27K. Wow. Okay, I'm fine with both. I hope you too. So yeah, I'm still missing the 25. I'm really missing it. But they are doing a great job if they want to liquidate all these shorts. You remember what I said? How to let capitulate some bears? So if we take a look, that's BTC USDT. I don't know why, but this guy doesn't look really bullish. They are still distributing every single time they push up. They distribute while someone else is maintaining the price with futures, a little bit with USD. Even USD is looking also with a negative trend, but look what BUSD is doing. And BUSD is doing it over and over again, front running. BUSD itself, it's not the matter. It's not the thing. It's not the topic. It's not really important. But who is managing BUSD? It seems it is even more, because front running a push up like they did means someone using BUSD have insider information or is even driving the market. We know that Cumberland is part of the Binance cartel and is only trading on Binance, almost. Not only, but almost. And yeah, that would match, of course. So, I need to break here. So, but if we take a look, for example, here, we see even on Binance, and that's BUSD, they pushed up, the price pushed up, declined and pushing up. Why? They are distributing. Even the aggregated distributing. The only one that's not distributing, that's even lifting up and it gets and receives some support by spot, is here coin margin contracts. While, for example, stablecoin margin contracts just holding. That's what the CBD is indicating here. If we take a look now to Bitfinex, Bitfinex is distributing, but really in slow motion. They pushed up, for example, very late. In my opinion, the whole architect here was Binance, but Bitfinex really very late reacted and now distributing, but really slowly. In my opinion, we can go a little bit more up, as mentioned, maybe really 28.5 and then go down once again. We will see 25, maybe even lower. That's the next question, but we will see it. Anyway, Bybit declined, well distributed, no maintaining. Coinbase also here not fronting at all, not front running it at all, distributing at the moment. Bitstamp lifting up, but nothing big. While Kraken lifted up, distributing, and Gemini doing exactly the same. Gemini, the same exchange, who is now rethinking their strategy, because at least these guys are indicating, the market doesn't look that great like the crypto space is yelling every single day. Anyway, if we go forward, that's where we go to sentiment. As you see, I didn't spend any second with the market today, unfortunately. It's something I really hate to do, because it's really entertaining usually. We can see once again, if we take a look here, Deribit looks okay. On Binance, long, we need longs. And every single time we are receiving such a huge funding rate, we have a correction. Just to liquidate them. That's the only thing, high leverage. But also that means, if we check what they are doing, for example, we can see that usually every single time we are receiving such kind of big, I'm not, for example, here, that's what I'm saying, not just few bars and that's it. No, big. That's what we are forming right now. We had a bigger correction or dump. I can imagine that's going to happen again, but we will see. So weight transaction counts with more than 100,000, and that's careful with this data, because more than 100,000 also means including 1 million. Okay, so these guys are here all also included. So if we check, at the moment they are sending more stablecoins, usually also indicating we will have the next correction to absorb. Also here doing exactly the same, just exactly the same. Exchange inflows, just to push up. At the moment, nothing big. Outflows, I would say zero-sum game, right? And supply on exchanges, it lifted up with the price is now declining, also usually indicating that was a fake rally. We need to see, of course, because it wouldn't be the first time that they are distributing, holding with futures, collecting money, and then pushing up once again to liquidate all these shorts. So if we take a look now, we can see retail, of course, they are bullish like hell. These guys here declining a little bit. These guys here maintaining. These guys here lifted up, but now maintaining. Market maker not doing anything. These guys here lifted up, but also here maintaining, and this guy is not doing anything. So now we check the entity wallet count. We start with retail. Wow, yes, of course. Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, guys. This guy is here reducing. Less wallets in this entity. Less wallets in this entity. They dumped a little bit. Now receiving more wallets. I'm missing here. The market maker. The market maker reduced wallets, now getting some wallets. This guy's declined in wallets, usually shifting then to market maker, and this wise as usual. So absolutely nothing happening. If we check now what the market maker is doing, if they are sending more bitcoins, we will check. What I can say, just a teaser, is that miners received a oh well, that's not big, but also once again, price pushing up, market maker wants to distribute. And that's what they are doing here. If we go forward, wow. I mean, let me see, from 824, well, 7,000 bitcoins. Miners received almost 7,000 bitcoins. At least their reserves lifted up, indicating they mined bitcoins now in their reserves, and usually that's what they are doing, you know, selling. And they feel very comfortable here to sell at that price. And that's almost it. So if I take a look here, weights ratio, the weights ratio of Bitget is rising, and that's mainly it. So nothing big. Well, we see that funds holdings lifted up finally once again, just by 200 bitcoins. And oh, I need to see here. Come on. And for example here, spot volume versus future volume lifting up in favor of spot, but really slowly. And that's it. Let us go forward. So we see that on Coinbase they reinforced 25.5, but, and that's also an interesting part, at 28,500 they also just introduced a little bit more of liquidity, or you know, sell volume. So up 28.5 and then down. Oh, that would be a nice swing trade. Bitstamp, on Bitstamp they are waiting there at 28.7, so a little bit higher. They removed a little bit liquidity to the down. We still have here 25,000. Oh, they started here now with 21. Also interesting. Binance, on Binance doing almost the same. They are reinforcing here 28,500. So it looks like a little bit, as a trivial trader like I am, that they are looking for a double top or something. So push up, double top, down again, hitting 25 or whatever. We need to see. Oh Jesus, I would like to trade now. Because they pushed a little bit more up the liquidity, even hitting 26. We have here 20, but they removed a lot of liquidity at 25k. And usually you need to look a little bit lower, and you see that they are also, why I don't know, but bringing more liquidity to the downside, like they are preparing a bigger price correction or something, hitting 20k, 21 or something, to absorb there and then to push up once again. I don't know. It looks like. Here waiting at 27, otherwise still 25 on Binance, BTC, BUSD. On Bitfinex, I don't see anything. They just removed a lot of sell orders, and the next one would be a 30,300. Otherwise also removed liquidity to the downside. So on Bitfinex I don't see anything. Okay, Spot, usually I don't see anything. Kraken still waiting at 25.3 and 29.5 and 29. But if you check that here, everything between 28,300 and even 28,500 at the moment waiting there, with a max of 29 and even a little bit beyond. Bitmax, that's almost it. Yeah. So if we go forward, Bitget derivatives with BTC USD, we see that they are waiting at 26.6 too long. That's almost it. Bitget derivatives now with Tether, they are waiting at 27 too long. Binance BTC USDT indicating on both sides nothing will happen, just I guess just because of the whole concentration of sell orders or short orders here to 28,500 could be also the next step. Otherwise, that's it. We can go once again to 27.6, then push up or go a little bit lower, but also the concentration of longs here is indicating, hey, we have a relatively tiny trend trading range. Still, they removed a lot of liquidity of 25, and that's it. Why they are, it seems, bringing some liquidity at 30 and 29.3 to short there. Binance BTC BUSD waiting here 26.5, but that's it. Just too long. Bitfinex derivatives, waiting at 27.3 as well. Nothing big. And yeah, the next one 29, so too short. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, OKEX waiting at 25.5, too long. And Deribit is waiting at 29 as well, 28.8 and 29. Okay, then maybe not 28.5. I don't know. I wouldn't wait for that. I think they love retarded formations like double top. I can imagine 28.5 is going to be. At the same time, they are shifting now liquidity to the downside at 24.4 and still 24, for example, and even lower, even at 19 and whatever. So that's almost it here. Well, what should I say? I mean, let us forget the 1 hour time frame and let us concentrate a little bit in the 1 day time frame. You remember I have said usually what should happen here is that the price should go down, hitting, for example, 23.3 or whatever. Instead, once again, what they did, retarded, really simple, double bottom, you know, and up. So to push up, and they break once again like we had just in the past many times. They break this area here, and afterwards they retraced and break to the downside. So at the moment 28 would make sense. We tried several times to break and maintain above. Instead we received a bigger sell pressure and we declined once again. Now we are hitting once again that area, and we need to see if we can do that. Usually what I would expect, and you remember I have said a bullish, at least a bullish, if short term or not, whatever, a bullish indication will break, retest, push up. They are not retesting. It's full invalidated. For me, full invalidated. They are not retesting that crap. Instead, they break a little bit, maintain to push up more from here. You can see how good, and I mean, you remember when I used this trend line the first time. I mean, that's now 2 months ago, or at least I would say, I don't know, or 6 weeks or whatever. They used exactly that situation to push up afterwards, to decline afterwards, and now it looks like it wants to do something. If they are not really aggressive to push up, down to retest and push up more, it will look like we had here, here, and here, and it will once again get rejected and we will go down. And then of course the red line is going down, 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 of course. So means as well we can go down, hitting 22, 23, 23.5, whatever. So it's just to have patience, because that's the whole market right now. It's absolutely not big in volume at all. At the moment, I love to use, it's not the first time, it's since a while, but I love to use the 18 hours time frame. Just because if you check what the market does every 18 hours. I don't know why. I can't explain you why it is and the market is doing what it's doing every 18 hours. But volume don't lie. And it's indicating every 18 hours. We have one, it's like a cycle. 18 hours, big price move. After those 18 hours, another 18 hours, nothing happens. And then again, I mean, check that pattern. That's not new at all. Some guys out in Twitter knows that, but it's incredible. If you check other time frames, you will going to see that the same pattern. Let us make, for example, 1 day. It's not looking the same. Let us make, for example, the 12 hours. It's not looking the same. If you check the 18 hours, it's always the same. It's always the same. Always. And that's really interesting. So I love the 18 hours. I don't know who is using, maybe one of you are using the 18 hours time frame. Tell me why you are using it, because I'm using it since a while. And to be honest, with indicators, the 18 hours time frame works much better. Make your own experience with that. Big love. See you tomorrow. Your Inspo. Bye bye.